Make it. Ding. What's up? Happy Thursday. Today's Thursday, I think, right? Yeah, today is Thursday. Happy Thursday, everybody. Welcome to the latest episode of the No BS Show. We can't say the full BS yet because we have to get past 30 seconds first. Otherwise, YouTube doesn't like that. Fuck YouTube. Oh no, that's the first 30 seconds. I'm so sorry. That slipped out. My bad. All right. Anyways, I did go in. We had that issue last night. I did go in and erase the AirAct data from. Let me show you what I'm talking about here. Give me 1 second. Let me share my screens. And I did go in and test the throttle, and it is working properly with what we were trying to do. Oh, I do have a display up already. Oh, okay. So I have this Navigraph hub, which you can download right from Navigraph's website. And what I did, I went into 2024 and just uninstalled what they said, because that is what they say to do. If we go to FS Interceptor here, it does say, please remove your Navigraph AirAct data using Navigraph Hub to ensure correct functioning of Interceptor. So that could be why it didn't work too well last night. There is also a brand new release of a brand new auto FPS. This is test number 8 now. That I downloaded, so hopefully this is a very good. I want to learn more about the expert settings. I'm gonna commit to doing that like over the next week. There's a lot of really cool things you can do with auto FPS, and it's free. It's crazy. And the arguably best airplane in the simulator, the AccuSim A2A Comanche, that bad boy is now in. Hang on, I gotta make this big screen again. I got my keyboard down here. Hang on 1 second. There we go. I didn't want it sitting up top anymore tonight. I'm getting ready to order a small keyboard that I can just put here. I just need like 20 buttons, really. I don't need a full keyboard, but I do need a keyboard here. Anyways, the Comanche is now available in the store now. Okay, if you own the 2020 version, it's only a $15 upgrade. Okay, $15 upgrade if you own the 2020 version. It is well worth it. This is probably the best plane in the game. It is amazing, and it is running the correct version. 2.1.3 is the correct version. That was on the website just now, so yeah, it's looking good. Oh, you know what? I really do need the keyboard up here because I need to flip-flop between screens. Hang on a second. I'm really trying to get away from doing that. But this big keyboard, see, I have a regular size keyboard that I can barely fit it on the top here, but with the little stand that I have, got like these rubber feet so it doesn't slip. But I just need to order one. I did order a couple of things for the microphone because I don't like how it's placed right now. I've been making the best of it, and I don't like that there's no shock ring around it. So I ordered a really good boom arm that I can connect, like what I was talking about before, where I can connect it behind the monitor and have it kind of come down in front of me here. And then I did order a shock ring. Hopefully it'll fit this microphone. If it doesn't, you know, I'll figure something. But I don't like every once in a while when I move it or when I sometimes bang into it, it makes that really loud, annoying noise. All right, let's second. Get the audio up. Let's get rid of display capture. All right, let's get into this bad boy. We're gonna do the one we did last night. We're gonna start there at altitude control. So when we climb, you know what I should do? Hang on, let me get into this airplane and set some camera angles real quick. Should still be set up. Yeah, there we go. No, don't quit on me. No, don't quit. Oh, you son of a... That's something I've been experiencing lately with 2024. When you start inputting an airport, if it starts kind of like, if the sound starts getting choppy, that's a good sign it's getting ready to quit. And again, I don't know if that's a auto FPS thing, a GPU-Z thing, a Microsoft thing, a GeForce RTX, you know, 4070 Ti thing. Like, I don't. It's annoying though. Once you're up and rolling, it's fine. It's like, it's usually like if you just let the game sit for a little bit, like I just let it sit for 5 or 10 minutes without interacting with it. Usually it's that kind of situation where I've run into where it crashes out. Reminds me of my old Xbox days. Tell you, man, that Xbox, that thing, that Series X, man, that does a pretty good job on the game. Still to this day, man, that thing is pretty good. Let's look at while we're waiting. Let's look at a little bit of info about what we can expect out of this IFR. I mean, there's a lot of. Let's look at, so I think they had like all the classes down here. Yeah, here we go. So altitude control, then we have advanced handling, combined turns with climbs and descents, VOR navigation 1, VOR navigation 2, NDB. Partial panel, glass cockpit, effects of wind. It's a lot of what we learned in Zero to Hero, but newer and fresher, and for 2024, which is banging. So yeah, I love these things. This has really kind of brought me back into wanting to do the simulator more often. Learning, I really, maybe that's nerdy or it's dorky or whatever the fuck you want to call it, but I really do enjoy learning. And if I have a chance of learning more about something that I'm very interested in, and I can do it without risk of accident or crashing or any of the things that could happen when you're flying, yeah, absolutely, I'm gonna do it. You know, like a week's worth of insurance to fly an airplane is probably more expensive than actually buying the Interceptor. All right, we're good. I just want to make sure that GPU-Z and auto FPS are still running. GPU-Z is running. Let me get auto FPS back up. You can do the VRAM plus stuff in auto FPS if you download GPU-Z as well. Let's leave that on top. There we go. Okay, now let's get into let's just turn off live weather. We don't need it. Yeah, I want to get a really good camera angle of the gauges that we're really going to be using today. I mean, even if I didn't have these glasses on, if I had like my regular glasses, I still really wouldn't be able to see the dot well. Not to get the grade that I want to get on it. So let's get chase plane pulled up here. Port star. Trying to get rid of the, well, no, we'll leave those there. Let's get rid of the steering column. The steering column. Yeah, I think this would be good view to have. Let's save this one. Yeah, I think that'll be good. All right, let's save. call this T-bar. Okay, so pilot T-bar, and then we need this one here because he said we needed to get to 2300 RPMs. But what I'm going to do, I'm actually just going to do this here so I can make sure our throttle is moving, because that was a big thing from last night, that the throttle wasn't moving. So let's save this. And we're just going to call this throt. Who doesn't like a good throt? You know what I mean? All right, and we're going to put this after T-bar. Very good. So let's go back to pilot. Let's go to T-bar. Excellent. Let's go to throt. Very good. Excellent. Yeah, that is going to be great. The only thing I want to make smaller is the, maybe I'll get rid of the subtitles. I don't know. Because those subtitles, they really get in the way of seeing the like this turn slip indicator, like the turn coordinator here. It really gets in the way of that. Let's go back to the main screen. Now that we have that saved. Oh, you know what? Hang on. Let me just make sure I don't need to save anything. Sometimes you have to save this shit, especially when it's no, it looks okay. Oh, there's a new version available. Damn. Alright, well, I'll have to download it next time. I'm not worried about tonight. For us to use that, we'd have to close simulator out, down. You know how it works. My audience isn't a bunch of idiots. You guys are smart. Smartest group on YouTube. Do subtitles. Alright, let's try that. Alright, let's go do our flight. Let's do what we came to do finally. There, little British dude. Little British dude talk. Good old Nathaniel. Actually, for real, I don't know what his name is, but his name gonna be whatever name I give him. That's what his name gonna be. Whatever I decide to call him at that moment, that's what his name gonna be. It could be you. KU. Could be sir. Be like, no, sir. Oh, no. I didn't just drop in altitude. We're still at the right altitude, buddy. Take a look. Hey. All right, there we go. I'm inside the airplane finally. Let me turn the volume up a little. See that when I just hit the microphone, it probably made some sort of noise.
Current heading 156 and hold 2,000 feet. And we
yeah, that's much better.
Climbing and descending.
The size of the captions.
To climb, we once again use the AI to set our attitude target.
What?
For return, we will now prioritize the altimeter.
Shit! It didn't. It didn't save, motherfucker.
We prioritize our heading. We also include the airspeed indicator in our scan.
You son of a bitch.
To ensure that we are achieving our target.
I must have done the wrong airplane.
Once we are reaching our level off altitude, we shift.
Hang on. Let me go back and load up that the other 152. I just hope we don't crash out. All right, 152. I mean, that's gotta be. I don't think there's any other 152s. Let me just try this real quick. If this is not the, I don't think this is the right one. Let's see, because we didn't have fairings on the other one. But let's just see. We might not be able to save custom camera angles or this. If we can't, we can't. It is what it is. But before we get too deep, I at least want to check real quick. Pretty color. Yeah, see, this is aerial. This is not the right one. All right, so we can't do it. So what we'll do is we'll just have to zoom in and do our thing. It's fine. I was just trying to make it easier on the eyes for everyone to watch without me like moving around a certain way with the controls. But I know I've been talking about getting track IR. I just haven't pulled the trigger on it. I have the money for it now, but I just every time I go to buy it, like I talk myself out of it. I should probably just get it finally, because then I wouldn't well, that really wouldn't help with me zooming in. Oh, I can use the binoculars. I didn't think about that. I can use the binoculars from Chase Plane. Wonder how that would work. Give that a try. All right, hopefully this is the last time we're going to start this mission, and we'll be able to finally finish it. Hey, that's actually pretty good.
Initially maintain our current heading 156 and hold 2,000
I like
feet,
that.
and we will now look at climbing and descending. To initiate a climb, we once again use the AI to set our attitude target. For return, we will now prioritise the altimeter. For a climb, we prioritise our heading. We also include the airspeed indicator in our scan to ensure that we are achieving our target climb speed. Once we are reaching our level off altitude, we shift focus away from heading and onto our altimeter. We've seen the straight and level attitude with wings level and pitch dot just between the horizon and 5 degrees nose up, which will now be quite familiar. By placing this pitch dot between the 5 and 10 degree nose up pitch marks, we achieve 7.5 degrees nose up, which is our climbing pitch target for this aeroplane. When paired with full throttle, this completes our pitch and power setting for a climb. We will initially obtain a boost in climb performance as we exchange excess speed for altitude, but our airspeed will trickle back and settle at around 70 knots. Let's try a climb. Apply full power. Keep the heading indicator in your scan and keep heading 156. And set 7.5 degrees nose up on the AI. Monitor the AI to keep the climb attitude and check our heading for any unintentional turning, keeping 156. We're aiming for 4,000 feet. See how we get an ambitious initial climb rate as we exchange excess speed for altitude. As we climb with full power, watch for a left roll tendency caused by
156. I am way off.
which you will counter with gentle right rudder, just enough to keep the black ball on the turn coordinate.
I don't know what I was thinking. I was looking at south.
Also, the nose will want to drop as our airspeed reduces, so trim nose up as required. The speed would settle at around 75 knots.
I like this binocular view. This is coming in very handy for this. I am using the trim wheel tonight. It is working better. Hopefully that Navigraph thing was what was getting in the way. I'd have a hard time believing that a Navigraph AirRack data is getting in the way of this, but maybe it's something with the code or where it's what folder it's placed into or the JSON file. I don't know. Who knows? That's above my pay grade. I just follow the rules. Not my sandbox.
To anticipate levelling off, take 10% of your vertical speed as the figure in feet, where we should begin a slow and smooth return to the horizon. For a 500 feet per minute climb rate, 10% gives 50 feet, so we will begin to lower the nose when 50 feet from our target altitude.
This is so much easier when you can actually see the gauges.
Nose too early and by too much.
I had such trouble seeing the gauges last night that I was more worried about, I guess, I just wanted like a whole view of everything like you normally would see, but very tough to pass the lesson when you can't see the gauges properly. All right, we gotta trim up a little bit.
As we near our level off altitude, shift priority from the heading indicator to the altimeter. When we reach 3,950 feet, very gently, slowly lower the nose towards the straight and level attitude, aiming to 0 our vertical speed.
Right. Far so good. We're gonna start leveling off here any moment. And he's gonna want us to pull it back to 2,300 RPMs.
Keep full throttle until we accelerate back up to cruise speed, around 90 knots. Keep the VSI under close observation to keep the indication at 0. It is common to now inadvertently gain altitude as we restore lift during the acceleration. Trim as needed. Now throttle back to 2,300 RPM as shown on the tachometer. Maintain 4,000 feet on heading 156, straight and level attitude.
Wow, why did we just dive? What the hell is going on with this game? This is the same thing it did last night.
Altitude to drift. Keep scanning and hold 4,000 feet precisely. Introduce the descent.
That was crazy. Why did it do that?
Aiming for the typical IFR descent angle of 3 degrees.
I don't like that. I think that's a FS Academy problem.
Descent, we lower the nose by around 3 degrees, as you might expect. This isn't to say that we pitch down to 3 degrees.
I kind of want to try this again, to be honest. See if it happens again, but I'll do it on my own dime. I won't do it on stream.
We calculate an equivalent vertical speed by multiplying our ground speed by 5. When we apply wind corrections to our airspeed, we get ground speed. But in these calm conditions, we will take our indicated airspeed to be roughly our ground speed. For example, 90 knots times 5 is 450.
That is true.
So we target a descent rate of 450 feet per minute using the VSI. Our descent pitch attitude is wings level, pitch dot on the horizon line.
Okay.
We'll try this now. Bring the power back to around 50%, giving 2,000 RPM. And lower the orange pitch dot on the AI directly onto the white horizon line. We'll descend to 2,500 feet. The AI remains the core of our scan, also monitoring the directional gyro for any heading drift, and also the VSI for our target 450 feet per minute descent rate. Make any required tiny pitch and power corrections to lock on to 90 knots at 450 feet per minute. Keep the orange pitch dot locked onto the horizon line. Keep the AI as the core of the scan pattern. Keep the orange pitch dot locked onto the horizon line. Keep the AI as the core of the scan pattern.
Looks like we are, aren't we? Maybe we weren't on it enough. Maybe we were too far below. We were too far below before. Okay. All right, Nathaniel, I got you.
Keep the orange pitch dot locked onto the horizon line. Keep the AI as the core of the scan pattern.
It is, buddy, it is.
Keep the orange pitch dot locked onto the
I
horizon
am,
line.
man. How much
Keep the
more do you want me
AI
to
as
be
the
on the
core of
motherfucker?
scan pattern.
It's like, no, don't look at the orange dot. Make sure you're at 450. That's what they mean. You need to be at 450 feet per minute. Not the, we were right on the motherfucker.
The same level off anticipation method applies as before. With a 450 feet per minute descent rate, start to raise the nose with around 50 feet to go. That'll
Right.
be 2,550 feet.
Maybe we weren't on the dot the way that he meant. Okay, well, it's all right. We're learning. That's why we're in class. If I knew all this shit, I'd be an actual pilot.
Now gently raise the nose to our straight and level attitude, 2.5 degrees nose up, aiming for a 0 vertical speed.
We got it. We got it. We got to get back on course, though.
And increase power to maintain 90 knots.
Should just be about there. Here we go. Took us a minute, but we got it now with the power setting. Come on, 90. There we go.
To add to your straight and level and turning attitudes, you now have 2 more at your disposal. To climb, we set full power and 7.5 degrees nose up. To descend, set 2000 RPM and nose on the horizon. These pitch and power references will be similar across different aircraft in this class and serve as an excellent starting point for later refinement. Of course, minor corrections along the way are to be expected, but these will become less frequent and smoother with experience and practice.
True.
Our calculations were to multiply our speed by 5 to give a vertical speed equivalent to 3 degrees. To level off, slowly return the nose towards straight and level when 10% of your vertical speed from target altitude, leveling off with a 0 vertical speed. Next time we will move forward and combine climbs and descents with turns to
Nice.
solidify your attitude flying and build a solid foundation.
Works for
Very
you, buddy.
good. Only 1 or 2 prompts from myself.
Yeah, that is true. I'm very happy with that. That was good. For the first time doing the whole thing. What? What? You're a racist. That's a scam. Did I get like a perfect on this one? Guess it doesn't have a... Does it show the score? I don't really care to be up. Alright, let's go to advanced handling. Master the core principles of manual handling on instruments, combining altitude and heading changes. Requires a disciplined approach to the scan pattern, which should be modified as needed. Okay, so we're going to be incorporating 17, so pretty much rate 1 turns in the Cessna. Descending. So when they say right, so what I was doing before, I was putting the like the middle of the dot, like right on the line. It looks like you need to be kind of just like right above the line. But whatever it is, you need to keep it so you're at 450. I know I was more than 450 most of that descent, but not by much, but not enough to get an A, that's for sure. We'll have to come back and do that a different day, maybe. All right. Bye.
You now have a series of attitude targets that enable you to perform reliable and accurate turns, climbs and descents in isolation. Straight and level, pitch 2.5 degrees and wings level. Turning, 17 degrees of bank for rate 1. Climbing, full power, pitch 7.5 degrees. And to descend, nose on the horizon, 2000 RPM. We will now expand your skill set and combine turns with climbs and descents.
Okay.
You already have all of the attitude targets to achieve this. For a climbing turn, combine the climb and turn attitudes. That's 7.5 degrees nose up, full power, and 17 degrees of bank.
Right.
We begin at 2,500 feet. Please start a level turn to the right at the usual 17 degrees of bank.
Right, there's our rate 1 turn.
Now keep the bank angle at 17 and apply full power. And raise the nose to the climb attitude of 7.5 degrees. We expect the airspeed to settle around 75 knots. Increase your awareness of the ASI as part of the scan and trim as needed. Of
So
course,
climb to
as our speed
5,000
reduces,
feet and
the
heading
bank
of
angle
90.
needed for a rate 1 turn also reduces, but we'll keep things simple for this lesson.
Right, so far so good. Yeah, it makes it so much easier when you can just see the gauges like this. Versus sitting back here, like it's... Especially when you need to be precise in these lessons.
Aim for a rollout heading 090, but continue climbing when we get there. We'll go all the way up to 5,000 feet.
Well, we need to undershoot. I thought we needed to undershoot when we're turning to the south.
Maintain 17 degrees of bank. Roll to wings level on heading 090, but keep full power and the climb attitude.
Yeah, I told you we need to undershoot it. You didn't listen. That was your
Keep
lesson,
heading
buddy.
in the scan and maintain heading 090. We'll level off at 5,000 feet. Remember to anticipate the level off using our 10% of the vertical speed guideline. That'll be around 4,950 feet.
Nate, those were your rules. You said overshoot when you're turning to the north by 30 degrees and undershoot by 30. We should have undershoot. We should have started turning, leveling off around 60 to 70 on the heading, not at 90, buddy. Those are your rules. Those are the rules that you wrote. We can go back to the tape. It's easy. We just got to fire up Microsoft 2020. Dare you change the rules on me? You must be a liberal. Nate must be a liberal. Only liberals would... No, I'm just kidding. We love you, liberals. With your blue hair and bull rings through your nose. We love it. There was a teacher that just got fired for saying something about ice. She had green hair and a bull ring through her nose, teaching little kids. Hey kids, look at my bull ring. I think that's one of... I mean, my daughter's got one, so I can't say much. Hers is cute because it's a little one. But, like, this woman had, like, a huge one. Oh, yeah, 5,000 feet. Let's adjust our trim a little bit. Let's lock in a little bit more with less yapping and more flying. Try to get an A this time around. Right at 90. Start trim a little bit. Little light rudder action certainly helps keep us closer to east. These rudder pedals from Turtle Beach are really nice. Really good, man. They're sensitive. Like, they got different springs you can use in them. There's you can set them for different widths. They come with different like pedals you can use. Ones that are more like this airplane versus more ones that are like an Airbus. Really good setup they got. I've been very pleasantly surprised and happy with this stuff from Turtle Beach. Alright, so we're going to start rolling out at 100 feet away. Now about 50 feet still. Climbing at about
Gently
500
lower
feet.
the pitch to get 0 VS. Keep climb power to regain cruise speed. Avoid gaining altitude as the lift restores. Reset our cruise power setting of 2,300 RPM. Trim as needed. Keep your heading in the scan and maintain heading 090. That's a climbing turn onto a heading and altitude. See how you can treat pitch and roll in isolation, changing one without having it affect the other. Let's now try going downhill. Lower the nose to the horizon and set 2,000 RPM. We're going to descend to 4,000 feet. Now keep the descent pitch and power settings and introduce a rate 1 turn to the left.
I almost find it easier to turn and descend at the same time versus...
Level off at 4,000 feet and roll out on heading 270. Remember as always to anticipate the altitude by 50 feet and the heading by 10 degrees.
I almost find it easier to control the descent when you're turning. I don't know if that's normal or not. But you see, this time we're much closer to 450 the whole time.
Keep us locked at 17 degrees bank with the
I know,
AI.
I know, Nate. I know, motherfucker, I know. You're like, if you knew, Greg, you should do it. I know, Nate. I know. We're working on it, man. It's a work in progress. It's a lesson. This is not the test. The test is like 25 lessons away, buddy.
Roll out on heading 270 and continue down to 4,000 feet.
Oh, 270. Shit. What am I thinking? Not bad. Alright, our descent's doing well. Right on point with where our descent rate should be. So it's not the ball right on the line, it's the lines right on the line. That's a little...
Level off and raise both the power and the pitch angle to their cruise settings.
Alright, are you gonna give me the okay with the 2300? Maybe it'll just take a while for him to register it. Yeah, we need to get back to 90 knots first. That's what it was. We had to get back to 90 knots.
That's how we combine turns with altitude changes.
Sweet.
We will next introduce the navigation instruments into our scan pattern.
Nice.
Very
Let's
nice.
do it, baby.
Only one or two issues, but you're doing well.
So another B, essentially. Great. Another almost passing. Just passing. Maybe that's all you can get, is a B. Alright, so we have here. What did we just do? Advanced handling. Now we have VOR navigation 1. Nice. Let's do it, bitch! Fun, man. I'm glad I'm doing this tonight. Nobody's watching, but that's okay. One day somebody will watch again. Here's my tail. Nice. 52-20. 52 for Ray Lewis. Number 20 for Ed Reed. Fine and fly to Jersey VOR. Okay.
You now have the techniques for the basic handling of the aeroplane on
Pretty
instruments
much.
alone.
Yeah.
Maintain the straight and level attitude to keep us on heading north and maintain 4,000 feet. We are going to begin to navigate the invisible highways in the sky using radio beacons as your guides. We're going to get to grips
I just
with
adjusted the trim a little bit.
IFR navigation, the VOR.
They get leveled off again. And that
Using
trim
the
is
nav
wild,
1
dude.
radio, tune in the Jersey VOR, frequency 112.2, and make it active.
Hang on. Might want to restart this.
Please maintain 4,000
Yeah. Let me just restart this. I just moved the trim just a little bit, and the plane went. Why trim wheel? Why? Why wonder wheel? If you're old like me, you know about the wonder wheel.
You now have the techniques for the basic handling of the aeroplane on instruments alone. Maintain the straight and level attitude to keep us on heading north and maintain 4,000 feet. We are going to begin to navigate the invisible highways in the sky using radio beacons as your guides. We're going to get to grips with a cornerstone of IFR navigation, the VOR. Using the NAV1 radio, tune in the Jersey VOR, frequency 112.2, and make it active. Please maintain 4,000 feet throughout this exercise.
It's trim, man. All right.
Now turn on the NAV1 audio ident at the top of the radio stack.
Which one is nav1? Oh, I was wrong. Okay, it's the black one. All right, let's restart this mission. Let's restart. And so it's the black. Why don't you just say the black button? The only button that doesn't look like the rest of them. All right, one more again.
You now have the
Let me
techniques
adjust the
for
trim
basic
real
handling
quick
of
just
the
so I
aeroplane
can.
on instruments alone. Maintain
Wow,
the
that
straight
jumps.
and level attitude to keep us on heading north and maintain 4,000 feet. We are going to begin to navigate the invisible highways in the sky using radio beacons as your guides. We're going to get to grips with a
This trim is
cornerstone of IFR
absolutely absurd.
navigation, the VOR. Using the NAV1 radio, tune in the Jersey VOR, frequency 112.2, and make it active.
I'm gonna do some digging and see if I can find something that'll help with that trim wheel.
Now turn on the NAV1 audio ident at the top of the radio stack. We've heard the Morse code ident for Jersey and can now display on NavAid. You can turn off the ident audio now if you like. The NAV1 display has come alive, with the CDI bar deflected to the left. Turn the OBS knob anti-clockwise so that we center the CDI bar with a 2 indication. Please maintain 4,000 feet throughout this exercise.
I'm trying, man, but the you know what? I am gonna restart this again. I'm just not gonna touch the trim wheel this time.
Please.
I know, Nate. I know, Nate. I won't touch the trim wheel this time. I promise. I do solemnly swear. that I will
We
not
now
touch
have
the
techniques for the basic handling of the
trim wheel
aeroplane
on this flight.
instruments alone. Maintain the straight and level attitude to keep us on heading north and maintain 4,000 feet.
Okay.
We are going to begin to navigate the invisible highways in the sky using radio beacons as your guides. We're going to get to grips with a cornerstone of IFR navigation, the VOR. Using the Nav1 radio, tune in the Jersey VOR, frequency 112.2, and make it active. Now turn on the Nav1 audio ident at the top of the radio stack. Heard the Morse code ident for Jersey and can now display on NavAid. You can turn off the ident audio now if you like. The Nav1 display has come alive with the CDI bar deflected to the left. Turn the OBS knob anti-clockwise so that we center the CDI bar with a 2 indication. We now see the CDI bar centered and a 2 flag shown on the Nav1 receiver. The bearing set at the top of the OBS with the CDI centered is the course we can fly to take us directly to the VOR. The bearing at the bottom of the OBS dial is our radial, our relative position from the VOR. We can now determine that we are situated to the southeast of the VOR, around the radial 110. This is only a snapshot of our position, however. Continue straight ahead and watch how the CDI bar moves off to the left.
That's true. Because we are going different radials. Yeah, not using that trim wheel definitely helps. I had buttons that I programmed last night. Instead,
the CDI is now far left. To capture the course to the VOR set on our OBS, we must fly to the left of that course. Turn the OBS again to recenter the CDI bar. Now we have the CDI recentered, the OBS gives us a new bearing to fly. Make
West.
a left turn at rate 1 to the course set at the top of the OBS. Please maintain 4,000 feet throughout this exercise. We are now flying the course we have set on the OBS towards the VOR. Remember that when we set the OBS to center the CDI, this is only a snapshot. Even during our turn, we have covered ground, so our position is slightly different. Recenter the CDI one more time and make a small turn to this new course at the top of the OBS.
what? We aren't even close. That says we need to go west. We're heading south.
Please maintain 4,000 feet throughout this exercise.
Alright, we're starting this over again. Those settings did not make sense. Unless I just didn't put it together right, but like in my head.
You now have the techniques for the basic handling of the aeroplane on instruments alone. Maintain the straight and level attitude to keep us on heading north and maintain 4,000 feet. We are going to begin to navigate the invisible highways in the sky using radio beacons as your guides. We're going to get to grips with a cornerstone of IFR navigation, the VOR. Using the Nav1 radio, tune in the Jersey VOR, frequency 112.2, and make it active. Now turn on the Nav1 audio ident at the top of the radio stack. We've heard the Morse code ident for Jersey and can now display on NavAid. You can turn off the ident audio now if you like. The Nav1 display has come alive, with the CDI bar deflected to the left. Turn the OBS knob anti-clockwise so that we centre the CDI bar with a 2 indication. We now see the CDI bar centred and a 2 flag shown on the Nav1 receiver. The bearing set at the top of the OBS with the CDI centred is the course we can fly to take us directly to the VOR. The bearing at the bottom of the OBS dial is our radial, our relative position from the VOR. We can now determine that we are situated to the southeast of the VOR, around the radial 110. This is only a snapshot of our position, however. Continue straight ahead and watch how the CDI bar moves off to the left. The CDI is now far left. To capture the course to the VOR set on our OBS, we must fly to the left of that course. Turn the OBS again to recenter the CDI bar. Now we have the CDI recentered, the OBS gives us a new bearing to fly. Make a left turn at rate 1 to the course set at the top of the OBS.
Oh, okay, I get it now. I got it now. Well, really, I couldn't see it because of the glare. Before I didn't realize we were rolling out on west.
We are now flying the course we have set on the OBS towards the VOR. Remember that when we set the OBS to center the CDI, this is only a snapshot. Even during our turn, we have covered ground, so our position is slightly different. Recenter the CDI one more time and make a small turn to this new course at the top of the OBS. Now keep the OBS set as it is and make any small corrections needed to fly towards the VOR by keeping the CDI centered. This will take a few minutes. Use this time to practice the straight and level scan, plus giving attention to the CDI bar following its guidance. For example, if the CDI moves left, we need to fly to the left of our selected course to recapture. If the CDI moves right, fly right.
You know, my altitude, like I've been having issue today, like the altitude keeps on going under. It's like the same thing when I'm landing, where I'm always landing a little bit left of the center line. I'm a little bit left of the altitude I should be at. Gotta work on that. That's why pilots have thousands of hours of flying. All kinds of practice they gotta do so they can, you know, so it's like just automatic, just like muscle memory. They get into an airplane, boom, they need to be at the altitude, they can hold it. You know, you need to be at a heading, bang, I'm like right there within like 2 or 3 degrees. Sometimes I don't think I move the yoke enough. Sometimes like I make these little corrections, but sometimes it feels like I just don't move it enough. If that makes any sense.
We're still a few minutes away from the VOR, so keep flying straight and level, keeping the CDI in your scan, making small corrections. Remember that radials emanate from the VOR.
Right, they
when
radiate.
we track to the VOR on a radial, our course is the reciprocal of this radial. When flying inbound on a radial, we can convert this radial to a course by adding or subtracting 180 degrees.
Right.
For example, to fly inbound to the beacon on the radial 090, we would fly a course of 270, similar to what we are currently doing. Or to fly the radial 120 to the VOR, we would fly a course 300. We will look at this more in the next lesson. Continue towards the Jersey VOR.
Alright.
As we near the VOR, we will see that the CDI becomes more sensitive.
Yes.
Please maintain 4,000 feet throughout this
What?
exercise.
Oh, you had to sneak that in, didn't you? Like, I think I just got below 3,800. And then you remembered and you came back and you said something, and that's not very British, dude. That's not very Catholic. Can't believe you did that. Can't believe you cut the turkey without me. Again, all these years I've been coming here for Thanksgiving. I always got the turkey. This year I'm late. What do? You cut the turkey without me. If you're old like me, you know about that movie. I don't remember what the movie was called. I know it's an old movie from like the 80s or 90s.
We are now reaching the VOR and will have high sensitivity on the CDI. At this point, we don't chase the CDI needle, as it will begin to make fast and large movements as we cross overhead the VOR.
That is true.
Just continue straight ahead on our course.
Okay. What is happening? See, this is what happened yesterday. How did that happen? That's how we almost fell out of the sky yesterday. Weird.
Please maintain 4,000 feet throughout this exercise.
Oh, fuck off, dude.
Notice how in the overhead we get large deflections of the CDI and have a period where we have no guidance. This is known as the cone of confusion. Just maintain our course until we reach the other side and our indications return. Watch as the to flag on the nav1 display changes to a from flag as we pass overhead. Our to from indication has now changed to from, shown by the white triangle pointing down. This means that we are now
one of these buttons
outbound from the beacon.
On here is killing the
Continue on this heading, and as we gain some distance from the beacon, the CDI will begin to recenter, after which we can begin to follow its guidance once more. The CDI is starting to become usable again. See how near to the centre it settles, and then smoothly follow its guidance as before.
On a second, British guy. Yeah, this button right here, this is what's killing it. Search by input. Oh, wrong quadrant. No! It fucking quit. Shit. Alright, well, let's go back and do this lesson again, and then we'll call it a night, I guess. Wow, that must... Let me, you know what? Let me not use auto FPS this time. We'll leave auto FPS off this time. Maybe it's the new version of auto FPS that's causing that. So I have on this Turtle Beach system here, there's... You know, I can just pull it up online and show you guys. Or, let me pull it up real quick. All right. Oh, hey, Wings, what's up, dude? You doing all right, buddy? You are? What'd you say? What'd you say to me?
Either subscribe, donate, or get the fuck out.
Man, Wings, that is not very nice. You should not be talking to folks like. Don't be doing that kind of stuff. Kind of got a point, though. No. Either subscribe, donate, or get the fuck out. All right, so this flight deck here. As you can see, there's these buttons here, right? So you know, this is throttle. So no. So I use this button here and this button here to move forward and back of the base plane camera angles, right? Go to the next one, go to the back one. Well, for some reason, this button here, when I push it, it kills the throttle. This is usually the button for the tablet. Parking brake, landing gear, that kind of stuff. I have these two right now set for trim because this wheel is like, it's being ridiculous. You saw what happened today and last night. Like, I just barely touched it, just a smidge, and like the airplane goes, and it's not just this airplane, it's like every airplane that happens to. But yeah, if I get tracked IFR, then I can take these switches here and actually use them for trim. Like right now I'm using these for, like, these are for camera angles right now. This one's usually for flaps, like flaps up and down. But yeah, it's a really good system. This lights up too. There's a thing from Turtle Beach you can download. So when you're flying certain airplanes, it'll, like, the lights will light up if the landing gear's down or if a warning comes on. It's pretty cool. All right, let's turn off display capture. Turn off FS realistic. Man, that's the second time this bitch crashed tonight. That's crazy. Okay, let me look at these controls real quick. Now, see, that is weird. What about under the... Wow, why is that set for that? That is crazy. Let me just check the rest of these real quick. Okay, we're good. That is wild. I had no idea that was set for that. That's crazy. No wonder the throttle was being killed when I was switching camera angles last night. All right, let's do this lesson again. We might do VOR2 tonight too. I don't know. We'll see. But this should be easier now. Now that we pretty much did it. I've built some Diet Mountain Dew. I'm gonna start a new channel. I'm getting a practice pad drum set where I can play it in my house and it won't bother my neighbors. I live in a duplex. There's a house connected to mine. But it's gonna be 4 pads. I'm gonna have a double bass drum pedal, and then I'm just gonna recreate songs, you know, playing along with them. Sell it off as ASMR. I haven't seen an ASMR drummer yet, so I'm gonna be the first ASMR drummer. I got little coasters now I put underneath the setup here, so I put them on underneath when I'm done, slide it out. It makes it so much easier, because before I was sliding the system and it has these rubber feet, and I didn't want the rubber to, I don't want to slide rubber on hardwood. I wouldn't want to slide it on carpet either, but...
You now have the techniques for the basic handling of the aeroplane on instruments alone. Maintain the straight and level attitude to keep us on heading north and maintain 4,000 feet.
Now you see when we're cruising,
We're
right?
going to begin to navigate the invisible highways.
He's saying we need to be at 2,300
using
RPMs, and we are
radio
way
beacons as
higher
your
than
guides.
2,300 right now.
We're going to get to grips with a cornerstone of IFR navigation, the VOR. Using the Nav1 radio, tune in the Jersey VOR, frequency 112.2, and make it active. Now turn on the Nav1 audio ident at the top of the radio stack. We've heard the Morse code ident for Jersey and can now display on NavAid. You can turn off the ident audio now if you like. The Nav1 display has come alive, with the CDI bar deflected to the left. Turn the OBS knob anti-clockwise so that we center the CDI bar with a 2 indication. We now see the CDI bar centered and a 2 flag shown on the Nav1 receiver. The bearing set at the top of the OBS with the CDI centered is the course we can fly to take us directly to the VOR.
Whoa, why did we just jump
The
up?
bearing at the bottom of the OBS dial is our radial, our relative
Let's have some
position from
turbulence.
the VOR.
Wow.
We can now determine that we are situated to the southeast of the VOR, around the radial 110. This is only a snapshot of our position, however. Continue straight ahead and watch how the CDI bar moves off to the left. The CDI is now far left. To capture the course to the VOR set on our OBS, we must fly to the left of that course. Turn the OBS again to recenter the CDI bar. Now we have the CDI recentered, the OBS gives us a new bearing to fly. Make a left turn at rate 1 to the course set at the top of the OBS. We are now flying the course we have set on the OBS towards the VOR. Remember that when we set the OBS to center the CDI, this is only a snapshot. Even during our turn, we have covered ground, so our position is slightly different. Recenter the CDI one more time and make a small turn to this new course at the top of the OBS. Now keep the OBS set as it is and make any small corrections needed to fly towards the VOR by keeping the CDI centered. This will take a few minutes. Use this time to practice the straight and level scan, plus giving attention to the CDI bar following its guidance. For example, if the CDI moves left, we need to fly to the left of our selected course to recapture.
Got it.
If the CDI moves right, fly right.
Always good when we don't hear him talking. That means we're doing a good job. Yeah, we're pretty much... Well, I don't want to say we're pretty much level. We almost just nose though. Is that really the case? If that's the case, I need to retrim this thing.
maintain 4,000 feet throughout this
Oh,
exercise.
you had to say something, you dirty, dirty asshole. Darn fool, idiot. Sorry, Nate. I was trying to take my hands off the yoke and see if we were still flying level.
We're still a few minutes away from the VOR, so keep flying straight and level, keeping the CDI in your scan, making small corrections. Remember that radials emanate from the VOR. When we track to the VOR on a radial, our course is the reciprocal of this radial. When flying inbound on a radial, we can convert this radial to a course by adding or subtracting 180 degrees. For example, to fly inbound to the beacon on the radial 090, we would fly a course of 270, similar to what we are currently doing. Or to fly the radial 120 to the VOR, we would fly a course 300. We will look at this more in the next lesson. Continue towards the Jersey VOR.
Stay above. Stay at 4,000
As
feet.
we near the VOR, we will see that the CDI becomes more sensitive.
Alright, we're doing pretty good now. I think we got it trimmed out okay. Nope. Yep. See, now we're okay. I've been trying to get to that point like the whole flight. Am I a little anal retentive maybe? Autistic? No, I'm not autistic. I'm something. OCD or something. Like, why did I just focus on that the whole lesson? Like, it wasn't that important.
We are now reaching
But it was
the
to
VOR
me.
and will have high sensitivity on the CDI.
True.
At this point, we don't chase the CDI needle, as it will begin to make fast and large movements as we cross overhead the VOR. Just continue straight ahead on our course.
Okay. I swear this training throws in like downdrafts and shit like on
Please
purpose.
maintain 4,000 feet
You
throughout
fuck.
this
I
exercise.
knew you were gonna say something. I just was seeing if you were paying attention. Just seeing if you were paying attention, Nate. See if you would see that we went over 4,000 instead of being under all the time. "4,000 feet offends me, Nate. I wish you would choose a different
Notice how in the
altitude."
overhead, we get large deflections of the CDI and have a period where we have no guidance. This is known as the cone of confusion.
Cone of silence.
Just maintain our course until we reach the other
My
side.
name is Doug.
And our indications return.
I am a dog.
Watch as the to flag on the nav1 display changes to a from
You
flag
are my friend.
as we pass overhead. Our to from indication has now changed to from, shown by the white triangle pointing down. This means that we are now tracking outbound from the beacon.
Yes, we are flying the radial now.
Continue on this heading, and as we gain some distance from the beacon, the CDI will begin to recenter, after which we can begin to follow its guidance once more.
Got it.
The CDI is starting to become usable again. See how near to the centre it settles, and then smoothly follow its guidance as before.
Work on getting it centered up again.
will now leave this radial. Please make a left turn to heading 180. Continue on this heading for a short while. We're going to gain some distance from the VOR and then practice what we have learnt.
Got it.
We have some distance between us and the VOR. We will now repeat the techniques we have discussed. Turn the OBS knob to centre the CDI with a 2 indication. We now see at the top of the OBS dial our course to the VOR. At the bottom we see our current radial. Turn left to the inbound course shown at the top of the OBS, taking us back to the Jersey VOR.
It looks like 50 some degrees we got to roll out. So we're going to be overshooting. So we should probably turn at like 30 some degrees. 30 degrees on the heading. Remember correct, I think you undershoot the south and overshoot the north. Alright, let's get ready and roll out.
Now turn the OBS to recenter the CDI as needed and turn to that updated course.
That's about 40, I guess.
Follow the guidance of the CDI once again and fly us overhead Jersey VOR.
I like this lesson, I think, a little bit more than the IFR one from before, the VOR one. This one's... I like it. The other one was really good, too. That I'm not knocking 0 to Hero. That was a really good program. I still haven't finished it. I still have to do all the jetliner ones, Commander, what happens, like, when things go wrong, you know, emergencies. There's so much material to do. I mean, like, I could literally spend weeks and weeks. I could not fly a regular mission again for months probably, and I'd be okay. I'd be satisfied, like, with just doing this content, like, over and over and over again for a while.
We will again fly overhead the VOR. Watch for the sensitivity to increase and avoid chasing the CDI needle.
I'm not, I'm just getting put back on 40-degree heading. Somewhere in that vicinity. But yeah, some of the lessons in Zero to Hero, you know, none of the material didn't really stick the way I wanted it to, because I only did like each one time. But like I really want to do that one where we enter holding patterns.
The CDI is deflected to the right, so make a turn to the right of our OBS selected course to recapture.
Yeah, but you know how to enter traffic patterns. I'm not talking about like teardrop or parallel, like that kind of stuff. I'm talking about like
the CDI is deflected to the left, so make a turn to the left of our selected course to recapture. As we reach the overhead, maintain your course as your guidance is lost whilst travelling through the cone of confusion.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm not talking about like teardrop turns or parallel turns. Like I'm talking about like when you're coming in for a landing and it's like, you know, enter the track, and you're supposed to enter downwind. But there was a lot of stuff that they covered on that, which was great. Let me turn, like he said, and capture this. Oops, there we go.
This is the basic technique to find and fly directly towards a VOR station using an OBS. We will next explore the interception of specific radials inbound and outbound from a VOR.
Let's do it.
Perfectly flown.
Yeah, boy! Get my 7,000 points. Oh shit, we're big time now. We big time, man. We barely got an A. Yeah, I'm gonna look again. I don't remember if those were, I think they were on IFR, or it could have been navigation. But I really want to find the one that talked about overshooting and undershooting like that. Those 2 or 3 missions that were right in those lessons, they were great. Yeah, bravo to whoever put this stuff together. This stuff is great. All right, how long is this? 20 minutes. Well, that's good. Yeah, I've talked about this before. 45-degree intercept. Like when you're coming in for like an ILS landing, or you're trying to capture any localizer, you should not be more than 45 degrees. So, like if you're trying to capture the 120 radial or a course of 120, don't enter it more than a 45-degree angle. Otherwise, you may not, otherwise it may not capture. Yeah, let's do this, bitch. Maybe next time we'll go back to using the Xbox controller. Play on the Xbox. Ghost Fried.
This time, we will specify and intercept a given course and fly it to the VOR. Maintain heading and altitude for now. With the OBS system fitted here, we will use simple 45-degree intercept angles as an introduction. Once we move on to modern avionics, we will use a more sophisticated method, but 45 degrees will be sufficient for now. The VOR is tuned and identified. We're going to fly a course of 270 towards it. Turn the OBS knob and set a course of 270 at the top. With the OBS set to 270, we see a 2 flag and the CDI deflected to the right. The 2 flag indicates that we are on the correct side of the VOR for intercepting our desired course. If we saw a from flag, this means we are on the wrong side of the VOR and must perform an alternative interception procedure, such as a holding entry that we will cover later in the course. The CDI is deflected to the right, meaning we must fly an intercept heading that is to the right of our selected course. We will use a simple 45-degree intercept angle. We therefore want to fly a heading 45 degrees to the right of 270, giving us heading 315. Notice when the CDI is at full deflection, the top of the CDI bar touches roughly 315 along the OBS ring.
That's a
This
good
can
point.
make working out a 45-degree intercept even more simple. Now make a turn to the left onto heading 315. Intercepting the course 270 from the left side. Maintain this heading and watch for the CDI to move. We can see the CDI moving towards the centre. Maintain our intercept heading 315. Once the CDI touches the circle at the centre of the nav display, we will make a turn onto our course.
Oh, that's interesting. I never realized that before. I didn't realize that when the bar touches, that you can fly that heading. That is interesting. That's
now
cool.
Turn left at rate 1 to heading 270 to fly our course 270. Keep the altimeter in your scan and maintain 4,000 feet. There's our heading 270, matching our course 270. Make any corrections needed to centre the CDI. We are tracking our course 270 to the VOR with the CDI centred. Keep the CDI in the middle, making small heading adjustments in the direction of deflection as needed.
I really want to start doing a better job on these lessons of keeping the altitude within like 50 feet of where it's supposed to be. I think if I concentrated more, I know if I concentrated more I could do it. Kind of lackadaisical about these lessons just so I can be kind of playful while I'm doing it. But like if I really locked in and like forgot that I was streaming and talking and stuff like that, like if I just locked in and didn't say anything, I think I know I could do this.
Let's talk for a moment about radials. As the name
Can I put the
suggests,
autopilot on?
radials radiate out from the beacon.
Yeah, I said that.
Remember how the bottom of the OBS displays our current radial when the CDI is centred with a 2 flag. As we fly towards the VOR on course 270, 090 is shown at the bottom of the OBS. We are
right.
therefore currently on the radial 090. Remember that a radial is independent of our heading. It is a relative bearing from the VOR.
Mm-hmm.
To fly the radial 090 from the VOR, we would have course 090 set, and the nav display would show a from flag. But as we are flying the radial 090 to the VOR, we have the 180-degree reciprocal course set, course 270. This is an important point. To fly radial towards an aid, we set the reciprocal course.
That's right.
Make a small heading adjustment to the right towards the CDI bar.
Come on, man, finish lining up. I don't want to make any more, like, big turns. I'd just rather stay a few degrees off. Come on, bitch, line up. Yeah, come on.
We are nearing the VOR, and the CDI will be more sensitive.
8% to
Don't
dev.
chase the needle at this point and expect to enter the cone of confusion,
Yep.
where our CDI will
The COC, the
become
corrosion of conformity. That was a pretty big band when I was a kid. Corrosion of conformity. Bass player in one of my bands used to love
We
that.
are now
Love that
passing
group.
overhead the VOR.
That's right, because
Maintain
we
your
don't see a
heading
flag
270
anymore.
and wait for the CDI to return. The CDI is back in use. Now that we have a from flag, we are flying the radial 270 from the VOR.
Mm-hmm.
Maintain our heading 270 and see how near to centre it settles before following its guidance.
Okay.
We have the CDI centred, showing us tracking the course 270 from the VOR. Continue to follow the CDI and gain some mileage from the VOR, which will
Got
take
it.
a couple of minutes.
We're going to lock in this time, Nate. We're going to lock in until you talk again. You guys locking in like that? Altitude, no problem. Direction, no problem when we lock in. No problem, baby. Sir. You got enough mileage yet, buddy? I'm getting hungry. I got a lot of points left on Weight Watchers to use up today, so we going. I'm not going to use a lot, but I am going to eat one serving of spicy nacho Doritos, yes sir. It's 7 points, I think. I get like 42 points a day. I like Weight Watchers. A lot of good food on there. And it's all the same stuff I've eaten, but like I just don't eat like processed food anymore, like stuff with like packaged stuff. I can't remember like the last time. First of all, I can't remember the last time I've eaten any kind of fast
That should
food.
be far enough. Now
Okay.
please make a turn to the south to heading 180.
My son had some Nature Valley bars laying around the house here, and I used to eat those all the time for snacks, like the chocolate ones or the regular honey ones. Well, anyway, so I tried to. He had a package of the honey ones here, so I tried them.
Now continue on heading 180 for a few minutes. We are setting up for a second interception.
Now, granted, like I said, I used to eat like a pack of those a day. I was used to the flavor, man. I went like 5 months without eating one, 4 months without eating one. I just ate one.
Maintain heading 180
Okay,
as we
buddy.
set up for another interception.
It was almost too sweet for me. The amount of sugar that was in it, it was almost like I almost had to throw it out. It's crazy when you go without like eating processed food like Blue Box mac and cheese, cereals. I can't remember the last time I've had anything cereal wise. It is crazy the sugar. Now when I crave something sugary, it's either chocolate or it's fruit. Apples, bananas, those are usually like when I start craving something sugary now, it's usually like a banana or an apple. It's crazy. I never thought like I'd get like that. And then the main thing I typically eat are these type of burritos that I make, where it's like all vegetables, and then I put a good amount of protein in it too. So it's almost like I almost make like an egg roll kind of thing. I shred up some cabbage, bok choy, carrots.
Maintain heading 180 as we set up for another interception.
Sorry, I'm talking. A lot of spices.
Now we will try another radial to intercept, the radial 210
Okay.
to the VOR.
Well, it doesn't matter. Anyways,
As we discussed earlier, to fly a radial to a nav aid, we set the reciprocal as our course. Therefore, we set the reciprocal of radial 210 as our OBS course. Set course 030. We now have course 030 set on our OBS. This gives us a 2 flag, showing we're on the correct side of the VOR to perform the intercept. We have the CDI bar deflected to the right. We will therefore perform an intercept by flying a heading 45 degrees to the right of course 030. Again, with the CDI fully right, the bar touches roughly 075 on the OBS ring, suggesting an intercept heading. Turn left to heading 075.
got it. Yep, and then the protein I usually put in it. Oh, on top of all those vegetables, I'll usually put corn in it as well, and sometimes and usually black beans. Oh, 7.5. Yep.
Now maintain this intercept heading and wait for the CDI bar to touch the circle at the centre of the nav1 display.
For the protein, I've been using lately 99% ground turkey, 99% white meat ground turkey. Sometimes I'll put like 6 or 8 eggs in it because I get like 10 servings out of it. Sometimes I buy like steak, like cheese steak kind of steak, and shred it up. But yeah, the turkey works really well on it. And then I just cook it all down. I make it really tasty. I bought this really good salsa that I use, and then I'll just spoon it out into burrito shells, and that's how I eat it. And man, those things are only like 1 or 2 points. And
Now turn to our course 030.
you know, I get like 42 points a day. A Chick-fil-A sandwich is like 14 points. Give you an idea of. Restaurants are horrible. Like if restaurant,
Now that we are established on heading 030,
I really have a hard
make
time
any
at restaurants
heading
because of how
corrections
much,
to centre the CDI.
you know, how much salt they put in their stuff and processed and butter, and
We are tracking our course 030 to the VOR.
thankfully I don't really
with
go to
the CDI
restaurants too
centred.
often. Once every week or
Make
two
small
maybe.
corrections to keep the CDI in the middle, turning towards it if deflection occurs.
I do go to that
This
Korean
time,
place
we're
that
going
I
to
like,
leave the VOR on another radial.
but that's
This will
all
be
fresh stuff.
Radial 090. 090.
The worst thing about that meal
As
is the
soon
rice.
as we are near to the VOR, as evidenced by a fast
Other than
swing
that, it's
of
all
the
fresh.
CDI or entering the cone of
Bulgogi,
confusion, turn
steak,
right to heading 090.
edamame, black
I'll let you
beans,
know when to
corn,
do this.
carrots, pickled radish. Oh
The
my god.
altimeter in your scan
Oh,
and
shit.
maintain 4,000 feet.
I'm sorry, buddy. I completely forgot. What even looking? That's my bad, Nate. Much love, Nate. I'm sorry. Don't fail me. Get a little sesame oil on top of everything. Then they got this sweet and chili sauce I like. Plum sauce they have too, which is pretty good. It's only like 2 points for the plum sauce. But the pickled radish, man, is banging. I love pickled radish. But yeah, Weight Watchers have been good, man. I lost a decent amount of weight on it. And a lot of the food I like is like no points. You know, chicken, meat. It seems like Weight Watchers is really like low carb, low sugar, which makes sense for diets. But it also retrains you to eat better. Like, I never thought that I'd crave an apple over a Nature Valley bar. Never. I never thought I'd go since, what, September now? I think since September. I haven't had a slice of pizza since, like, the beginning of September. I haven't had pasta. I'm sorry, one time I had pasta. I got a noodle bowl from the Korean place. I never thought I'd get like that. Man, I'm determined to lose weight, man. Like, I gained a lot of weight after I got full custody of my kids. And now that they're getting older and, you know, I want to start getting back out there again and being a person again instead of just, you know, working from home and just watching them. Like, they're getting older now, and yeah, they have their issues and they definitely need help. But
Now make a right turn to heading 090.
I got to start looking out for myself.
Keep the altimeter in your scan and maintain 4,000
I got to start doing what's best for me. For years I've been doing what's best for them. I'll turn now.
Now that we have turned to our outbound radial 090, set this as our course on the OBS. We will be flying the radial from the VLR, so we simply set the radial as our course, without using its reciprocal.
Didn't I set it?
Maintain heading 090 and allow the CDI to settle. Now follow the CDI guidance with small heading corrections to center the CDI. Flying course 090.
Got it, pal.
Make a small heading correction to center the CDI.
I should have really flown like this the whole time. This makes it so much easier when I can like see all the gauges. Alright, starting to come into play now. I think it's pretty cool, like, being up close to these gauges like this. Oh, yeah, centered out a little too early. Let's go a few south of east right there. Let's go to like 70, let's go to like 80. We'll go to about 80, 82 degrees. Let that center up.
We have a centered CDI.
We
Follow
do.
its guidance to maintain the course 090.
Cool. We'll just stay like this if you don't mind.
You now have some valuable experience with VOR navigation.
I do, man.
Let's review
Awesome.
what we have covered. Using a simple analog OBS system, you have demonstrated tuning, locating, and navigating directly to a VOR.
Learn some Morse
Plus
code as well.
intercepting given radials, both inbound and outbound. In the next lesson, we'll move on to NDB navigation and introduce how we navigate and intercept using only a bearing needle.
Interesting. We've done
Very
that
well
before,
done. Only one or two minor pointers.
but so that means I got a B. That means we got a B. Ah, damn, Nate. Giving out more failing grades. Okay, so we ended on number 6. Well, you know, while we're in here, maybe I'll do one of the, maybe I'll do a, wow, it's really 9:40 already? I don't really feel like turning this off though right now. Let me jump in that, that thing again from last night, the Quasar thing. Let's see if we can just do any kind of flight real quick. Yeah, I'm not really ready to call it a night yet. Yeah, that should be fine for takeoff. Actually, let's take a different place for takeoff. Or we'll do Gatwick. We might as well, if we're doing London, or this area, might as well switch it to the European Space Agency. All right, let's. I'll put on live weather once we get back in there. Oh, take off from Bristol? Okay. I got you, bro. Hang on. Oh, I hate that. I really got to deactivate this eco sound thing. Thing sucks. It really does. I really thought it was going to be a good thing when I bought it. It looked really cool. It's just the sounds are really fake. Alright, Bristol. Oh. Yeah, that's long enough. Alright, let's just do one of these ramps here. Why is this saying that? Hang on. There we go. We'll do a short mission like under 1,000 feet or 1,000 miles. It'll take a minute to put the flight plan together though, because we have to map it out and everything. Alright, so that's off. Let me... Do I have FS replay on? No, I don't, but that's okay. I don't really shit. Don't I have the flight working? Very weird.
Captain, I've been practicing my landing jokes while powered down. Ready to fly?
There's a button around here somewhere that'll put all the lights on right here. All right, let's turn on avionics. Nav lights on. Okay, let's remove all the gear. Fuel, cargo, new mission. We'll do under 1,000 miles. Stones of Infinity. That's well, let's do one that's got a few miles to it. There we go. We'll do the Matrix of Leadership. Oh, we got EDDN. Oh, you know what? Hang on. Let's pick an airport that we know we can get to. LIMF. Make sure it'll be in the system where we can actually land. Classify Kurt Cobain's. Alright, we'll do that. That's EDDM, that's Munich, Germany. Alright, we'll do this one. Kurt Cobain's guitar. Alright, let's get the autopilot. I mean,
Captain, I've been keeping track of my hours, and I've worked more than is stated in our contract. Will you pay me for the overtime?
Sure thing, Kara. Alright, fuel's on. Let's turn on the APU. Build this flight plan real quick. Where are we at right now? EGGD. Okay. Flight number. Alright, depart EGGD. EDDM. We're gonna do the Vision Jet like we did last time, just so we can get some idea of where we're flying. Dearest Vision. I don't care about fuel, I don't care about any of that. Let's just generate route. Okay. Should be able to pull it into here now. That's not it. How did I pull this in last night? Here. Forgot how I did that last night. Oh well, we can pull it in here, it doesn't matter. And brief, refresh the list. Let's start running our tests. Those all look good. Those all look good. Make sure all of our circuits are good. Yep, they're all in. Run our tests.
Mock surfaces test started.
Runway 27. IQ runway 27. I wonder why I can't pull this in. That's weird. I was able to pull it in yesterday. You know what? I had the screen really big yesterday. I wonder if that's got anything to do with it. Nope. Oh, here we go. Load from... No, this isn't the right thing. Let's just put in our airport that we're landing at. And we'll just put our departure in. Oh, is it EGG? Oh, it's EGGD. Alright, we're doing 26 right, I believe.
Thrust vectoring test started.
Yep, that all looks good. Alright, let's check out that approach here. Right. So we have minimums of 1650.
FCS test started.
All right, let's go back to here. Speed bugs. Minimums, we have radio, we have 650. And let's make sure our map settings are okay. Inset window, we have our flight plan data, very good. So that's all set. Alright, we're pretty much ready to roll. Let's oh, wait for this test to finish. Close that up. Let's close our canopy up.
All tests completed. We are clear to proceed.
So get ready to start our engines up. Put on live weather. 2992 right now, okay. Alright, very good. Let's start up engine number 1. Engine number 4. We're not going to go crazy on the altitude. We're just going to go up to a regular altitude today. But yeah, this button here, this quick lights, that thing is awesome. I wish more airplanes had that. That's what I pushed in the beginning to turn on all the lights. Awesome. Alright, we're pretty much ready for taxi. Taxi lights on. Parking brake is released. We choose a runway to take off from? Yeah, runway 27. Over to the side there. Oh, it's right here. Oh, good. Very good. Alright, let's Put the rest of our engines on. Got our afterburners here. We might use those during takeoff. Alright, landing lights on. Alright, let's go. There's so much thrust that even with the brakes fully on, you still can't slow the airplane down. Still can't slow it down. Yeah, I got the brakes fully jammed right now. There we go. Let's roll, bitch. Oh shit, I never turned the APU off. Oh well. Turn it off. After we get up in the air. That fact system, that'll come into play when we go in for landing. What that does is that cuts the engines off under 500 feet. When you're under 500 feet, it'll cut the engines off. No, we gotta turn towards our route. Good. Alright, let's make a rate 1 turn. You know what that is now. There we go. Pretty good rate 1 turn. We're about 17 degrees right now. I could probably fly this thing with we gotta turn around. Oh, that's why. I just want this. Let's go direct to Conan. Here we go. Alright, let's put nav on. Null dampener. Autopilot. BS. Like I said, we're not going to go crazy fast today. I would like to be able to control this thing, not like yesterday where it looked like a 64 Impala from a Dr. Dre video. Yeah, this thing makes some super wide turns. Look at that thing. We're better off just staying in heading mode, actually. Let's go into heading mode. This thing does really well when it's got waypoints that are pretty far away from each other. Like it needs distance. Let's do direct to cock. Alright, activate cock. How far away is cock from us? 200. Oh, we got plenty of time. Okay, 227 miles. Okay. I'm not using auto FPS right now, and it looks pretty damn good. At least I don't think I have it on. Let me just make sure. Yeah, just GPU-Z, which doesn't really do anything by itself. This thing is running pretty good without auto FPS tonight. Usually I have auto FPS on the whole time. Maybe I'll put it on here in a moment. The landing lights come out up from under here. It kind of like a tray kind of goes down. No way is that our airplane. No way, I'm not buying that we're that close to Munich. No way, bitch, I'm not buying it. Alright, so we have 108.7. It's going to be our frequency. We'll go up a little higher. Alright, we could actually put on nav now. Now that we're close enough. We must be going supersonic if we can't hear the sound. Dude, that's cool. It was doing that last night. That is such a cool effect. Fucking dope as hell. Alright, let's lower our nose a little bit. We'll level off at like 30,000 or 32,000 feet, something like that. If we have too much trouble controlling our speed, we might just, I might just shut off engines 2 and 3. I don't mind keeping it around 1,000 knots, but I don't want it to be much more than that. Alright, altitude capture, and we are making fuel right now. I don't want to make fuel right now, so let's turn off our hydrogen electrolyzers. I don't really care about making fuel. I mean, we have, you know, a full load of fuel right now. Yeah, the landing lights come out right from here. Right in this area. Flying fries, man. They put some pretty good shit together. Oh, we're not the robot? I didn't choose the robot. Well, you can always go back in and choose them. Is it Johnny 6? Ain't that his name? Johnny 6. Yeah, we got, let's see here. Ethan was, Ethan Sleek, civilians. Alright, Yasna. Okay, she's, okay. Very good, she's a Mary Sue. Alright, and we got Johnny 6. Yeah, I'm gonna be Johnny 6 today. Alright, so for our landing today, let's do nav. Again, it's 108.7. Oh, look, it has it in there. That's cool. We'll have to activate that so we can listen and make sure we have the right frequency. Where is Morse code on here? Oh, here it is. Dee 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 dee. Okay, we got it. All right, what's the course we should be on? A delicious final course. 261, huh? Let's program that now. Go into heading mode. Sync our heading. What did they say? I think it was 261, I think. There we go, 261. We'll do the same thing for nav 2. There we go. Activate nav again. I guess not, we'll just do heading mode. Bank. Let's see. Bearing. We'll have nav 1. That's good. That's good. A lot of cool features in this G3000. Alright, let's go right to Matug. We'll do nav this time. Okay, FMS is good. What the heck? I guess. Oh, the Eurofighter Typhoon? Sorry, I wasn't looking at the chat. Sorry about that. Dude, that Eurofighter Typhoon is awesome. Oh, no shit. You're in the Air Force? Dude, that's awesome. I mean, I don't know if you're telling the truth or not, but man, either way, that's awesome, dude. Eurofighter Typhoon, man, that's gotta be such a fun thing to fly. To have that kind of, like, power right, like, in your hands like that, that's gotta be amazing. Yeah, that's one thing. If I could go back in time, like 30 years back to when I was in high school, I would have joined the Air Force or the Navy. There was a long time when I was growing up that I wanted to be a fighter pilot. Top Gun, of course, was a very popular movie when I was a little kid, and man, I used to go to a lot of Blue Angels shows, a lot of air shows I would go to. Pilots always looked like they had like so much fun flying. But yeah, Eurofighter Typhoon, man, that's awesome. One thing flying fries would be nice if you would actually show the cargo. Oh no shit, what is this? Oh shit. Huh. Very interesting. Huh. I wonder what the code is for that. Nope, since we have navigation program, let's let me bring up the flying fries owner's manual and see what I can find. I'll bring up my screen here in a moment. Alright, user manual. Alright, let me share my screen. Alright, let's see here. Alright, so nothing there. What about code? For the keypad code, we'll discuss it later for the keypad code. Okay. It doesn't say anything about the code. For the key, okay, we will discuss it later. Other for fuel production burn rate for the keypad code, cockpit temperature. All right, let's try keypad. Ah, felted. Damn, that sucks. Let me search Google real quick. Keypad code for not explicitly mentioned in the available results. However, you can find detailed information about the website. Oh, it could be on binding controls. That's interesting. Let me share my screen again. Alright, let's go down here to the binding controls. Okay, Easter eggs. A hidden contest. Okay, in a hidden contest to win a Gabriel or... Okay. Only the 5 fastest will win. I don't know what that... Okay, anyways. 8 individual Rubik's Cube, 10 hidden stickers. Okay. Fuel temperature, headphones. Number of fries remaining. Yeah, I don't see, maybe it's just there to fuck with you, and, like, there's no actual code. That's interesting, though. I wonder what is in there. I never noticed that until, like, just now. I think it's detailed pretty well. Maybe it's W-R-O-N-G. Okay, so what? Let me get my phone out. Let me see what numbers add up. I thought I had it on my keyboard there for a second. Okay, so we have 9. W. R O N E, and we'll do 1. 976. Damn, I really thought that would have been it. Yeah, 97664. Oh well. I thought they were just hiding the code in plain sight. Wow, that's cool, man. The Typhoon, that's awesome. There's another guy that watches a lot on, well, he used to watch a lot on YouTube. He was a pilot for United. He never did any of the fighter jets, but yeah, that's awesome, dude. So do they have you like flying a lot of sorties every week, or do you not have to, like, do you go out every day and fly, or is it something like where you have to do a certain amount of hours every week? It's classified, you know, hey, you know, I won't say anything to anybody. I'm just curious. All right, how much longer do we got? Because I kind of want to eat dinner soon. Like almost 10:30 where I'm at. Let's go a little faster. How much fuel do we have? Oh, yeah, we're doing fine. We may put the hydrogen electrolyzers on here in a moment. The least amount of time I need to use afterburners, the better. I think it's running really good without auto FPS tonight. Surprised. There's our fuel light. It's fine. We got plenty of fuel. Oh, maybe not. Let's let's start making some fuel, I guess. We at least need to keep some of those tanks going. All right.
3 times the speed of sound with no effort. Why can't the other aircraft catch us?
Is that a joke, Kara, or are you just like stating facts? What's up? Alright, let's turn our throttle down so we can start making some fuel. That way we can get our fuel in the green here. Yeah, see, this is what started happening yesterday. So maybe it's not an altitude thing. Maybe it's a speed thing that Flying Fries has to fix. See how it's starting to like bounce again? That's because of the autopilot. Watch, if I take the autopilot off, bang, no more jumping. So I don't know if it's this automatic trim feature that they have, you know, for the ailerons. Like, let me
Auto trim.
turn that off and see if that does anything. I don't think it would have anything to do with it, but you never know. We're making some fuel now. We are slowing down, but that's okay. We need to make some fuel. At least let's get tank number 3 partially filled. I think the last time I landed this Quasar, we killed the cargo. I think we were carrying xenomorph eggs, and yeah, we shattered those eggs. But we were also trying to land much faster than we should have. Yeah, this kind of looks pretty good tonight without auto FPS. I'm really surprised. I've been sold in the mentality of, you need auto FPS. Oh, that's cool, man. Target practice. Good shit. I guess, I mean, I'm sure you don't use live ammo, but that's cool. How often do you have to do refueling training? Do you have to do that like every month, or is it something where like you get certified for a year and then you don't have to worry about it again? Like, I think that would probably be for me, that's probably the most difficult part I would think about flying a fighter jet, would be the refueling part. Certainly, I've tried it in the simulator. It's difficult as hell. There's a really good add-on that's available where you fly underneath and it has the lights where you have to line them up and all that. It's tough, man. I know fighter pilots are some of the smartest people in the world, though, so, you know, it's probably a cinch for you now, but... Alright, let's get rid of most of these waypoints. Let's just go direct, like... Let's just go direct to... here, which is the initial airfix. There's no reason. This thing doesn't turn that well, so there's no reason to have all those intermediate waypoints. Oh shit, we're only 200 miles away, huh? Shit, let's we'll get ready for descent here in a moment. At that point, we could turn off the fuel, the electrolyzers. Supposedly, on the Flying Fries website, oh, every 2 weeks for air-to-air? That's cool, dude.
Fact. Disarmed.
Yeah, we're okay, dude. We're okay, guys. We're getting ready to make some fuel. We're getting ready to start descending. Does this thing have VNAV set? Oh, it sure does. Time of descent, 5 minutes. Next time, we're going to take this thing back in outer space. Next time I do one of these missions, not the mission, the FS Interceptor, which will probably, it might be tomorrow night. If not, it'll be Saturday. But yeah, next time I do that, we'll do a few more missions, and then we'll take this into outer space. I did that once a long time ago when I first got it. I don't remember if I did it on Microsoft 2020 or 2024 like this one is. But yeah, taking it into outer space was pretty cool. It was pretty cool flying over the Earth. The flying physics are not that good. It wasn't really a fun thing to do, but it was kind of a pain in the ass to control it. But we'll do it again. We'll try it. Alright, landing bugs on. We're actually going to set this for 220. This will be 260. And as long as we're under 700 knots, we can put the landing gear down. Alright, let's start our descent. We're idle. Now, see, it says we're supposed to activate the spoilers, but every time I do this on descent, it looks like a 64 Impala from a Dr. Dre video. Let's see if it does it tonight. Yeah. See, Flying Fries, if you have it in your checklist, maybe it shouldn't do this, right? Now, thankfully, we're not going that fast. Because if we were at Mach 5 right now, this thing would be uncontrollable. Alright, we're at idle. We're still gaining speed. That's okay. We're making a good amount of fuel right now. Plus 103 gallons per minute. So, I'm going to actually turn the fuel making off, because we should have tanks 1, 2, and 3 empty or close to empty by the time we land. Windshield heat. we'll cut engines 2 and 3 as we get on approach. What's up, Ask? You know, I don't think I bought the Typhoon. Actually, that's one... I've never really been huge on the military jets in the simulator, just because I can never fire missiles when I was playing on Xbox. But yeah, one of my friends got the Eurofighter Typhoon. He said it was awesome, so that's on my short list. That's for sure. You know, maybe if I was more into DCS, I'd probably... But DCS is so serious. Like, that's... Like, you gotta be real serious if you're on DCS. At least from what I've seen on the videos, I don't... Oh, the Red Arrows is good to fly? I'll have to check that out. Yeah, I'm always down for a good airplane. War Thunder, I played that a few times. DCS, I could see you doing that if you're in the military. Yeah, I watch DCS videos often, man. Them guys are sick at the dogfighting. Even a lot of the guys that aren't really like fighter pilots in real life, man. Like, it's crazy. Like, you know, their reactions. Some of those setups I've seen. I saw one guy who did an A-10 Warthog setup in his home, and he was over in Europe. Maybe it's you. But he had this A-10. It was set up just like the cockpit of an A-10 Warthog. Like, the seat would move backwards and forwards, and it would tilt depending on the angle of you know, the aircraft. He had all the switches, the screens. Like, it was crazy. I've seen that before a couple of times for like Boeing 737 series airplanes, or A3 something, you know, A320, A319, like those kind of airplanes. But yeah, that Warthog was awesome. Oh yeah, fuel, no problem. Alright, let's turn off that VNAV stuff. No shit, that's cool, man. A full motion setup? Yeah, that's awesome. I wish I had the room in my house. Oh, look at that. Pointer control. Well, I don't know how that would work with a mouse, but thanks for playing. Yeah, that's awesome if you have that kind of setup. See, if I had that, then I would have to have track IR. I've been on the fence about track IR for a while now. I'm 99% sure I'm going to wind up buying it, but I've been on the fence for it for a long time now. Yeah, what's the pressure where we're at here? Wow, 2891. No shit, really? Alright, 979. Wow, that is crazy. Alright, let's change this to hectopascal since we're over in Europe. And I don't really think we have a transition altitude. Let's see. Or transition level, sorry. Transition level. Well, we'll just say 5,000 because that's what the transition altitude is. Oops, wrong button. So it said it was 979, so can we preset this? Yes, we can. I love when we can do that. Where we can set the barometric pressure, preset it. Oh shit, we are losing a lot of speed. Holy shit. We're getting ready to fall out of the sky. Alright, how many clicks am I going to need for this? Oh, it's 980, almost 981 now. Alright.
Fuel low.
Oh, it sure is. Alright, well, let's make some fuel. Oh, a code for the... Okay. Yeah, that's cool. I was going to go on their Discord later and check it out. I didn't know that there was a safe there. I wonder what they're going to put in there. It'll probably be French fries, knowing them, because that's what they have in the Scrapyard Monster. They have a hidden thing in the Scrapyard Monster, like a little coin tray you can pull down, and there's French fries in there. Let's throttle up a little bit. Still need to make fuel, but we can go a little faster here. I'm not really planning on following any kind of traffic pattern tonight, by the way. We're just gonna go there, capture the localizer, and land. This is an impromptu flight. Fucking hungry. I gotta go to the bathroom. I'm thirsty. I can keep on complaining, but nobody wants to hear me complain. But yeah, when I finish losing my weight that I'm losing, I've lost like 50 pounds in the last 6 months. When I get down to my ideal weight that I'm going to get back down to, I'm going to go for my actual pilot's license at that point. I've made a decision for almost 20 years now. I've been doing what's been best for my kids. I've been putting myself last. But now they're almost, one's an adult, he's over 18, the other one's going to be 18 in about a year. I'm going to start putting myself forward and start doing what I want to do. And that's get my pilot's license, because I am way into this shit. Alright, let's slow down our descent. We can actually stop our descent here for now. I don't think we're going to be in jeopardy of hitting any mountains, but not in this part of Germany. Alright, let's continue to move the throttle up until... Just want to make sure we're still making a little bit of fuel. They don't have any options on this. Let's see here. Alright, so I got to do it all from the other screen. I like this map when it's got the absolute terrain, where it's like where it shows you how high you are over the terrain. I don't think there's an option for that. Yeah, I don't see... Oh, yeah, here we go. Relative. Let's do relative. That's the one I'm looking for. Relative terrain. Alright, so far so good. Alright, what should be our capture altitude be here? Let's see here. I love Lido charts. They're so much more colorful than Epson charts. Alright, so we should be getting down to about 5,000. Let's get down to 5,000 now. We can do that as long as this doesn't turn red, the screen. We'll just go down at like 1,300 feet per minute. Let's turn off the fuel production again. Is it raining outside? Oh, it sure is. Alright, let's activate our landing lights. Those should be dropping down from the front. Oh. Let's make it a little dark outside, too. This thing looks really cool at nighttime. Or we can do early in the morning, but... Yeah, I think they did a really good job with the lights on this thing. Never been a huge fan of a HUD for landing, but we'll leave it up for now. We can see the localizers already started showing up on our TDI down there. Oh, cool. Yeah, do that, man. That'd be cool. Yeah, dude, I'll check it out for sure. That'd be awesome. That would be great to have. I would love to have one of those at the house one day. This house, I definitely don't have the space for it. But if I ever move to a different house where I have a bit more space, I'd love to have one room. I think this is the airport over here, by the way. I would love to have one room. Oh yeah, I just got it on Discord. Sweet, man. I'll check it out, dude. Thank you. At least I think I got it on Discord. I just got a notification. Alright, let's oh, we're still doing FMS. Alright, let's do heading mode. Alright, and then landing speeds 200 to 220. 200's pretty much stall speed. Fake ejection, that's cool. That's cool, dude. Is that something you guys do, like in DCS? Like, if you get shot down, or like if you take damage, would you actually like pull the I don't know how that works in DCS. Would you pull the eject handle? That's cool. All right, we're starting to speed up. We're getting ready to shut off engines 2 and 3 here in a moment. As soon as we start turning around towards the localizer. Yeah, this thing lights up so cool at nighttime. Here's our airport. I see it. Never shows the DME info though. That's wish it would. Unless it just doesn't. Oh well, you know what? I don't think it would show, but it'd be nice if it showed the mileage that we were. Oh well. Not gonna complain. I'm not gonna complain about that. What's the weather? 980. 982-ish. Alright, we're probably far enough away now where we can turn around. At least that's what it looks like. Let's start turning around. Let's cut engines 2 and 3. Still at 20,000 pounds of thrust. So we're definitely not short on power here. This thing takes so long to turn. Even at slow speeds, it just takes forever. we should be able to... This is pointing to about 120 degrees. We should be able to stay here. Okay, there we go. And we have 261, so it's 211, so 216 or above is a good angle. That's within 45 degrees. Keep on turning.
Fuel low.
I know, Kara. Thank you. We should be okay. I don't know why these two engines are going down, Kara, if we're not using them. Hello? Why is that happening? Alright, approach mode on. Put our landing gear down. We'll stay on this heading. Let's turn on our fuel making ability just in case. There we go. Let's at least fill these tanks up again. Alright, there's our airport right over here. I think once we capture the localizer, I'll turn off the fuel making ability. I really hope I don't have to do a go-around. I'm having a lot of fun tonight doing this, but, like, I'm ready to end it already. Yeah. And I gotta go to bed soon. I gotta work tomorrow. You on the phones all day selling insurance. Hello, this is Greg. We're on a recorded line. I see you're interested in an auto insurance quote today. I am. I need auto insurance. That's great. It'll take me less than 10 minutes. Need to ask you a few questions about what kind of vehicle you have, kind of coverage you're looking for, and can then shop your application. There's several top-rated carriers. See which one will make you the best offer for your insurance. Oh, thank you, Mr. Greg. Alright, localizer's been captured. See how long it takes it to make this turn. Well, I might start using, I might stop using auto FPS. I haven't checked the frame rates and shit like that. I'll check that next time. See how it's doing. But man, this thing is running really good without auto FPS. Alright, I might take manual control now. Just because we're so close. Alright, let's see. Autopilot and y'all dampener off. Roll. Okay, let's arm the fax system.
Fact armed.
That'll shut off the engines for 1 and 4 when we're below 500 feet. Oh, did I do 26 right? I sure did. Yeah, we gotta go over here. I mean, it's really no difference. They're like the same runway. But we might as well stick with the one that we chose. This thing has been really hard to land lately. more than like any other thing I've flown. But we'll see what happens tonight. I don't really care about center line. I just want to see if we can finally make some sort of soft touchdown. I think I had like 340 the other night. Gotcha. Well, you know, I'll try to keep that in mind for next time. I do try to mimic these like on what they would do in real life. This was just a very impromptu thing I did tonight, but yeah, I'll certainly try to remember that if I fly here again, man. 26 left is mainly for takeoffs.
Touchdown complete. I'd applaud, but I lack hands. Remember to break.
That was
down.
kind of hard. I thought that would be softer than that. But I'll take it. That was almost center line. Yeah, I didn't realize that that was only for takeoffs. I should have checked. I could have, you know what, I probably could have just checked the METAR. They usually have that here. Let me see if they have the METAR here. Oh, you know where it would say it, though? It would say it here on Navigraph here. Yeah, I usually do that. Like, usually what my process is when I do these flights, I'll go to FlightAware or Flight Radar 24. I'll pick out a flight that I want to do with the airplane. I'll research it, find an actual route that it flies, and usually do the actual METAR and all that shit, typically. So usually when I'm flying, like if I do like a real flight, like I usually do, those are typically, I try to follow what would happen in real life as best as I can. That was fun, man. Yeah, those Interceptor missions are really cool. And the little guy that's grading us, man, he's a lot more harsh this time, man. You really need to be on point with the altitude. We're going to come back and do more of these. We ended on number 6. There's 28 of these missions left. I'm sorry, not 28 left. There's 28 total. And then there's 2 tests at the very end. Yeah, check ride 1 and 2. So there's 28 missions, or lessons as they're called. Very similar to what the 0 to Hero one is, but yeah, it's just these are now for 2024, where the other versions of MSFS Academy, they've only been for 2020. And again, if anybody has the Comanche on 2020 and you bought it in the marketplace, it is now available in this marketplace now for 2024. It's only a $15 upgrade. It is definitely worth getting. This is probably the best general aviation airplane in the simulator, hands down. I have not found one that, I shouldn't say I haven't. There's one, in my opinion, that mirrors like the realistic part of this airplane. And let me see if it shows up here. It's the Malibu Meridian I have from FS Reborn. It's if you're looking up the ICAO code for it, it's I think it's Mike 500 or Mike 600. It's Mike 500, M500. Let me see if I don't know if it's going to show up here or not. Let me see here. Yeah, let me see here. 500. All right, let's try FS Reborn. Yeah, this right here. This airplane from FS Reborn. This Malibu Meridian. Man, this thing is beast. I can't wait for them to come out with this on 2024. Hopefully they will. But this is the airplane where you have to feed the passengers. You have to keep the cabin at a certain temperature, otherwise they get pissed. They take selfies with the captain before you go on a flight. Like, it's pretty dope. Yeah, man, I'll hit you up on Discord in a little bit, man. I'll check it out. I'm sure I'll like it. I mean, you're a real pilot, so you seem to like, you know, you be knowing what you do and how to set it up, man. That's awesome. Yeah, I'll definitely check it out. And yeah, man, I'm gonna get out of here. I've been on for about 3 hours, and yeah, it's almost like a part-time job, part-time hobby job. All right, I'm getting out of here. I will see everybody on the next episode of the No Bullshit Airplane Show. It was nice chatting with a few of you guys tonight. Hope you have a good Friday, and I will see y'all If not tomorrow, I'll definitely be back Saturday night, like 8 p.m. East Coast time. But yeah, other than that, I will see y'all later on. See ya!